with a super fast 50 starting from now. Now, the election for India's next president began earlier this morning with PM Modi being the first to cast his vote. As per sources, as many as 350 electors, including the PM and former Prime Minister MONKEYPOX Singh, cast their vote within the first 90 minutes. Opposition candidate Yashwant Sinha has politicized the race to Raisina Hill. He claimed that BJP is resorting to horse trading in the 11th hour.
मुझे खुशी है कि आज के दिन आप लोग यहाँ पर आए मेरे उम्मीदवारी के बारे में बात करने के लिए। ये चुनाव मैंने बार-बार जोर दे के कहा है कि बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि आने वाले दिनों में ये दिशा तय करेगा कि भारत में प्रजातंत्र बचेगा या धीरे धीरे करके समाप्त हो जाएगा। अभी तक जितने संकेत मिल रहे हैं उससे यही लग रहा है कि हम समाप्ति की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं।
In a big blow to former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey, 2 more cases have been registered against Sanjay Pandey, Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan with regards to the NSE illegal phone tapping case. 1 case has been registered by the CBI and others have been registered by the Enforcement Directorate. The numbers stacking up in favour of NDA presidential candidate Draupadi Murmu. The opposition has once again resorted to insulting Draupadi Murmu. After Ajay's statue insult, another Congress leader has now insulted the NDA candidate, calling her a puppet. Minutes after Dhankar has filed his nomination, the Congress rushed to politicize the fight for the Vice President's office. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has tweeted a picture targeting Dhankar with the caption, "Candidate Kaun Hai?" which translates to who really is the candidate. NDA's Vice Presidential candidate Jagdeep Dhankar has filed his nomination earlier today in the presence of the Prime Minister Modi and other senior leaders of the BJP. As he filed his nomination, he asserted that he would always strive to enhance democratic values of the country.
I take it as a major milestone reflection of the events in which we are at the moment. I am grateful.
In a big development amid the ongoing debate over a cryptocurrency ban, the Finance Ministry, in a written response to a question in the Lok Sabha, said that the RBI is of the view that cryptocurrency must be prohibited in the country. Top business journalist Sucheta Dalal was interrogated by the CBI in the NSE illegal phone tapping case. Sources tell Republic TV that former NSE chiefs Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan claimed that Dalal introduced ex-Mumbai top cop Sanjay Pandey's family firm, ISEC Securities Private Limited, to them. Now, the firm, which is under the lens in the investigation. 12 people lost their lives and 15 were rescued after a Maharashtra roadways bus en route Pune from Indore fell off the Khalgat Sanjay Setu in Dhar district. 40 passengers were on board the ill-fated bus. The cause of the accident is yet to be determined. Customers will pay more and less on certain things as the Goods and Service Taxes GST Council's decision comes into the effect from today. The decision was made last month during the 47th GST Council meeting, which was presided over by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, attended by her state counterparts. Mega controversy erupts in the president polls today. Former UP CM Akhilesh Yadav cited the ongoing situation in Sri Lanka to say that the party is supporting opposition's candidate Yashwant Sinha to save the democracy.
सबसे खुशी की बात है यशवंत सिन्हा जी ने कहा कि चाहे मुझे चौथे नंबर पे चिन्हित किया जाता और चाहे 10वीं बार मुझे चिन्हित किया जाता वो चुनाव लड़ते, तो कम से कम ये खुशी की बात है कि वो मैदान में और लड़ रहे हैं।
UPA presidential candidate Yashwant Sinha claims horse trading and marked the election as an important one. Yashwant Sinha further said that this election will decide if democracy in the country will stay or not. Sinha also hits at BJP, questioning the purpose of presidential polls if the BJP is confident of the win.
मैं एक पॉलिटिकल लड़ाई ही नहीं लड़ रहा हूं। आप सब जानते हैं कि मैं सरकारी एजेंसियों के खिलाफ भी लड़ाई लड़ रहा हूं। इसमें सरकारी एजेंसियां बहुत सक्रिय हो गई हैं और राजनीतिक दलों में तोड़फोड़ करवाने का काम कर रही हैं, लोगों को इस बात के लिए बाध्य कर रही हैं कि वो उनके पक्ष में वोट डालें और पैसे का भी खेल हो रहा है।
National General Secretary C.T. Ravi, reacting on presidential elections, showed full support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu, claiming that Murmu will claim at least 70% vote. C.T. Ravi also said that the opposition tries to do politics in every election.
ये उम्मीदवार 100% जीतेंगे, पक्का है। 70% को ज़्यादा वोट मिलेगा, ऐसा प्रेडिक्शन है। आप सोचिए, उड़ीसा में बीजेपी दोनों एक तरफ से है, आंध्र में टीडीपी और वाईएसआरसीपी दोनों अभी सपोर्ट दिया है। ऐसा शिवसेना एकनाथ शिंदे जी का टीम और उद्धव जी का टीम दोनों सपोर्ट दिया है। अलग अलग दल में भी सपोर्ट किया, इसके वजह से 100% पक्का जीतेंगे।
The continuous support to NDA candidate MP Home Minister Narottam Mishra urged ministers of all the parties should cast vote for NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu.
मैं अभी भी वही अपील करूंगा कि अंतरात्मा की आवाज़ पे वोट डालना चाहिए। आज़ादी के बाद पहली बार एक जनजाति की बहन हमारी देश के सर्वोच्च पद पे पहुंच रही है, तो इसलिए सबको अंतरात्मा की आवाज़ पे वोट डालना चाहिए। खासकर उन लोगों को जो बरसों तक सांसद और विधायक जनजाति के वोटों पर रहे, 10-10 साल मुख्यमंत्री जनजाति वोटों पर रहे, उनको तो सोचना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, RJD MLA Lalit Yadav in an exclusive interview with Republic backed opposition candidate Yashwant Sinha in the presidential elections. RJD MLA said that Murmu's decision will be in accordance with BJP and RSS, but Yashwant will work in the favor of the country.
ये सर्वोच्च पद है, संविधान के सर्वोच्च पद है और इस पर ऐसे लोग चाहें जो कि ये यशवंत सिन्हा जी भारतीय प्रशासनिक सेवा के लोग।
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि क्या द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी मूर्ति हैं?
निश्चित रूप से मूर्ति हम तो नहीं कहेंगे, लेकिन रबर स्टाम्प के रूप में जरूर काम करेंगी। वो अपने मन से निर्णय कुछ नहीं लेंगी, जो ये भाजपा आरएसएस के लोग जो निर्णय लेंगे उसी निर्णय को मोहर लगाएंगे।
Minutes before the presidential election, PM Modi in his address said all members of parliament should become a medium to boost new energy in the nation. Marking the day important, PM Modi said that this era is receiving a new president and a vice president as well.
आने वाले 25 साल के लिए देश जब शताब्दी मनाएगा तो हमारी 25 साल की यात्रा कैसी रहे, हम कितनी तेज गति से चले, कितनी नई ऊंचाइयों को पार करें, इसके संकल्प लेने का एक कालखंड है। सदन के सभी माननीय सदस्य राष्ट्र में नई ऊर्जा भरने के लिए निमित्त बने, उस अर्थ में ये सत्र भी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है।
BJP leader Chandrakant Patil showcases support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu ahead of the presidential elections today. The BJP leader Chandrakant Patil said that the party is sure about Murmu's victory and is united to vote in favor of her. Maharashtra Congress President Nana Patole on presidential post has shown support to opposition's presidential nominee Yashwant Sinha. Nana Patole further said that the Congress party will vote for Yashwant Sinha unitedly. On the other side, BJP continues to show full support to NDA candidate Draupadi Murmu ahead of the presidential election, saying Murmu will get record-breaking vote. BJP leader Ashish Shalar also said that MVA will cast vote for Murmu. Congress leader Balasaheb Thorat has further supported the presidential nominee Yashwant Sinha, saying that being from the Adivasi community does not matter in the presidential elections. He further said that some people are working against the constitution.
कांग्रेस राष्ट्रवादी है और हमारे कुछ मित्र पक्ष है, सबका मतदान माननीय यशवंत सिन्हा जी को होगा, पूरा मतदान होगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
In a massive development, Republic TV learned that top business journalist Sucheta Dalal was quizzed by the CBI and the NSE illegal phone tapping case. As per sources, former NSE Managing Director Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan claimed that Dalal introduced ex-Mumbai top cop Sanjay Pandey's family to them. A youngster with suspected monkeypox infection has been hospitalized in Kerala's Kannur. The youngster travelled to Kerala from abroad on Saturday, following which he experienced symptoms related to the infection. The samples of the patient has been sent for testing, while the results remain awaited. The hearing of the Sri Krishna JANMABHOOMI dispute case in Mathura is scheduled to continue today. The Shahi Eidgah Committee and the Sunni Central Waqf Board will be filing their respective objections in the court. At least 5 incidents of drone-related infiltration have been reported from the past 48 hours. The incidents were reported from Mendhar in the Pooch area and other areas as well, and Punjab's Panthan Court. PM Modi will address the Naval Innovation and Organization seminar called Swavlamban later this evening at Dr. Ambedkar International Center in New Delhi. During the program, the PM will also unveil the challenges, the sprint challenges, which are aimed to boost the usage of indigenous technology in the Indian Navy.
इंदौर से लगभग 12 सवारी उसमें चढ़ी थी। बचे हुए लोगों से बातचीत करके कितने मध्य प्रदेश के हैं, कितने महाराष्ट्र के हैं, महाराष्ट्र सरकार से भी अधिकारी बात कर रहे हैं, अधिकारियों से।
The Enforcement Directorate quizzed Delhi Minister Satyendar Jain's wife, Poonam Jain, in connection with an alleged money laundering case. Remember, Poonam Jain has been asked to appear before the ED investigators at the headquarters on July 14. The move came almost 2 months after the ED arrested Satyendar Jain on May 30th. RTU's co-founder Mohammad Zubair was called in by a court to the Chief Justice Magistrate Court in Hathras once again as the police seeks a remand for 14 days for the journalist presently having multiple cases pursued against him. Another petition requesting the permission for the worship of the Shivling found in the GYANVAPI mosque complex has been filed in the Supreme Court. The petitioners have further requested a carbon dating of the Shivling. The National Hillview Private School in South Bengaluru's R.R. Nagar received a bomb threat, triggering a security scare on the premises. The school owned by Karnataka Congress President D.K. Shivakumar has received the bomb threat via email, and around 1,500 students were evacuated from the school.
Sent a mail, we have received a mail, but we don't want to take the risk. So we are just looking at almost 75% of the cleaning has been taken place, and the entire bomb squad team is there in the institution, and I have sent all the children to the neighboring our own institutions. We will take care of it. Is our priority.
The Supreme Court agreed to list 2 separate pleas for hearing of the Jharkhand government and Chief Minister Hemant Soren against an order of the High Court which had accepted the maintainability of a PIL for a probe against the CM into alleged irregularities in grant of mining leases. A bench of Chief Justice N.V. Ramana and Justices Krishna Murari and Hema Kohli took note of the submissions of senior advocates Kapil Sibal and Meenakshi Arora, who have appeared for the Jharkhand government and the Chief Minister respectively, and that the matter needed an urgent hearing. Members of the Congress carried out protests against the imposition of GST on essential products in Jammu. The parties such as the CPIM and the Rajya Sabha made the issue of 5% GST on essential products a specific subject of their discussions as the monsoon session commenced in the House.
जब से ये देश आजाद हुआ, कांग्रेस ने लोगों को, गरीब को, मध्य वर्ग के लोगों को सब्सिडी पे राशन दिया करती थी, गरीब आवाम को फ्री राशन दिया करती थी। ये पहली दफा 75 साल के बाद ये सरकार अंग्रेजों के रास्ते पे चलते हुए 5% GST लगा दिया राशन के ऊपर, चावल, दालों, खाने की चीजों के लिए। और शर्म आनी चाहिए सरकार को, और सरकार को याद रखना चाहिए क्या कहा था, सबका विकास, सबका साथ। ये सबका विकास नहीं, सबका नाश कर रही है सरकार। सरकार को ये रोल बैक करना चाहिए।
People's Anti-Fascist Front has claimed responsibility of yesterday's Pulwama terror attack. The terror incident claimed life of CRPF personnel, ASI Vinod Kumar. Jammu and Kashmir police has cordoned the area, which the investigation is underway. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha announced 10% reservation for AGNIVEERS in Jammu and Kashmir police. The announcement was made during the monthly Awam Ki Awaaz program of Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor. Police tightened security outside the school in Tamil Nadu's Kallakurichi district, where violence broke out after a class 12 student died by suicide on Sunday. The violence broke out in Kallakurichi as protesters set ablaze buses and school property, demanding justice for the student's death. A shocking incident of a custodial death has been reported from Bihar Siwan district, where a prisoner died during police treatment. The accused was taken into custody on 12th of July on charges of consuming alcohol. The accused, named Balmiki Yadav, was later taken to a local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Karnataka Congress President D.K. Shivakumar on Sunday said it was a coalition government in the state of Karnataka and it was not being run by those from the original BJP. He also claimed that there was a lot of issues within the ruling party, as those who have gone to BJP from Congress and JDS constitute over 60% in the government, and the long-time party loyalists feel that they are being sidelined. Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut on Sunday said that the party will support the opposition's vice presidential candidate, Margaret Alva. He added that for the presidential poll, Sena will lend support to Draupadi Murmu out of sentiment, as Murmu is a tribal woman and Maharashtra is largely tribal. A wreath-laying ceremony of CRPF ASI Vinod Kumar was held at CRPF RTC airport there in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, earlier, People's Anti-Fascist Front has claimed the responsibility of yesterday's Pulwama terror attack. A youngster with suspected monkeypox infection has been hospitalized in Kerala's Kannur. The youngster travelled to Kerala from abroad on Saturday, following which he experienced symptoms related to the infection. The samples of the patient has been sent for testing, while the results remain awaited. Indian Army rescued 2 people who were trapped in a river in Poonch district of Jammu due to flash floods. Soon after the incident, the Indian Army deployed its team for rescue operation and took them to nearby hospital for immediate medical assistance. The Florida school massacre trial will commence today. Remember, the Florida mass shooting was one of the deadliest mass shootings in US history. The prosecutor is expected to focus on the brutality of the 2018 massacre and the victims. Meanwhile, the trial is expected to last 4 months. French firefighters battled wildfires raging across France as Europe wilted under an unusually extreme heat wave. 2 huge blazes, which have consumed pine forests for the 6 days in southwestern France, have forced the evacuation of over 16,000 people. The mayor of the Texas city said that an investigation would be launched to determine which law enforcement agencies should have taken command of the scene in the gruesome mass shooting which took place earlier this year. The mayor said that all camera footages filmed by the city's police officers during the shooting at Robb Elementary School in May would be released. 3 people were fatally shot and 2 were injured at a mall in the US state of Indiana after a man with a rifle opened fire in a food court and an armed civilian shot and killed him. Now, Indianapolis Metropolitan Police and multiple other agencies are assisting in the investigation, and further probe is underway. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky fired the head of the country's security service and its prosecutor general, citing hundreds of criminal proceedings into treason and collaboration by people within their department. Zelensky also rebutted the deputy head of Russia's Security Council about warnings that any attacks on the bridge linking Crimea and Russia would trigger devastating consequences for Ukraine's leadership. Argentina's Francisco Cerundola has defeated fellow countryman Sebastian Baez in straight sets to clinch his maiden title at the Nordea Open. The win was to secure the first title of his career. USS Bernarda Pera defeated Serbia's Alexander Krunic in a straight to win the Hungarian Grand Prix title. Pera did not drop a set this week as she eased into her first Women's Tennis Association tour singles title. Iceland head coach Halldórsson has put his players through their paces in training ahead of the crunch match against France in Group D of the Women's Euro. Toprak of Turkey completed a hat-trick of wins at Donington Park to boost World Superbike title defense hopes. He beat points leader Alvaro Bautista by a margin of just over a second, with Jonathan Rea completing the podium in third. Scott Dixon snapped a 22-race winless streak and moved into a tie with